Back in late 2019, Gardening Australia visited Kangaroo Island for a series of stories showcasing its amazingly wild and natural beauty. I'm heading to the western end of Kangaroo Island. This amazing place is surrounded by 500 kilometres of coastline, yet the whole island is home to just 4,500 people. Not long afterwards, fires swept across and burned half the island, the largest in recorded history. Two people died, as well as an estimated 50,000 livestock and countless native animals and birds. "89 houses were also lost, including the home of Sabrina Davies and her family.
We were one of the unlucky ones, unfortunately, that were very much affected. We lost our house and pretty much everything on our farm, which was on the western end of Kangaroo Island, and we had to relocate while we're cleaning up and rebuilding.
Author and academic Margie Prideaux also lost everything in the fires, including her house, garden and animals.
The overall feeling of this year is one of sadness. There's so much around us every day that looks terrible and reminds us of profound loss.
Like most people, I was shocked by what happened, but was also keen to offer some support in whatever way I could. So I started ringing people on the island to see what could be done to help. My first thoughts were to send seeds so people could start replanting. But with all the infrastructure damage, the reality is that that was a long way off. So I started thinking, what would I want if I lost my garden to fire? I'd want it back again. So I got in touch with some Kangaroo Island residents in the central rural town of Parndana to see how we could create a community garden together. With the assistance of a small government grant, the generous support of the nursery and garden industry, some land provided by the local school, and of course, the overwhelming input of the Kangaroo Island community, we set to work. I even roped in my husband Richard and sons Rowan and Toby to come over with me to help out with the construction, which amazingly was completed in just 1 week. Madeline Kelly, who works in the office at the school, was one of the driving forces to get things off the ground. So Madeline, I rang you out of the blue and you got on board. Why?
I think mainly because it was a little ray of positive in amongst a very big black hole. So I think that was the reason. I wanted to do something that was positive.
The garden is designed around a central seating area with a perimeter of herb beds. My vision was to create a space in which people felt enclosed, safe and secure, surrounded by beauty and produce.
The most important thing, I think, is the connection being outdoors, because a lot of the other has been indoors, going to see a counsellor or having, family conferences. Has been somewhere where people have been in a community that's outdoors.
I guess it was something that was never expected in Parndana. For a little town like we are, it's pretty special for us, so.
And I think it's just really important to have a place like this to sit down and unwind after a long day of cleaning and pulling out burnt posts and, whatever else you have to do.
For the garden to be successful, there needed to be caretakers keeping an eye on things. Luckily, the perfect couple lived right across the road, and Dennis and Marie quickly became known as the Garden Guardians.
Madeline came to us and said, "Oh, would you like to look after the community garden?" I said, oh, well, I suppose I can. I'm not doing anything else, so I'll go and do it. When they started to build it, I went down and spent the whole time while it was being erected, and now that it's got going, it's really easy going, and I really enjoy it.
It's quite a thrill, really, because you can see the pleasure they're getting from the garden. And a lot of people have said that it's a real oasis, especially if they've come from a burnt area. It's been a great project to be part of.
To get this garden up and going quickly, I used a method that's worked well for me over the years, lots of wicking beds. This means that the plants will be kept well watered with less effort, and the garden is also portable in case it needs to be moved in the future. This is looking fantastic. Has beetroot been popular?
It has.
They look like they need a drink.
They will. Right, ready to water?
Yeah.
Right, off you go.
Just a few months.
These beans have just gone crazy, Todd.
Haven't they ever? How long ago did you sow those?
2.5 weeks.
Wow, fantastic. The soil is good.
It is.
It's fantastic.
When the project first started, everyone was like, you're crazy for building something here so early after the bushfires, but since the herbs and the veggies have come to life, so has the community spirit.
I think it'll help them through till they can get their own gardens up and running again.
I will forever be changed by this experience of being among Kangaroo Island's strong, connected and resilient community. I have also rediscovered the big impact that something as comparatively small as a garden can make to people's lives.
I think it's my way of helping everybody. It's really hard when you're in this situation. We are all so busy rebuilding our own bit that this was a bit that could help everybody.
So what's the produce that you've missed most from your garden?
Leafy greens, dark leafy greens.
Yep.
Spinaches, silver beets. The plants are not my plants, but somehow I feel very possessive and connected to them. I love watching them go through their cycle, and there's healing about that, about the time with them. It's helping me get better. It's helping me be whole at a time when everything is conspiring against that happening. And I think the garden makes me feel like life is worth going on with.